how are you doing? Today we're talking about everything that I watched in the month of February, which isn't a lot, I do have to say. I do have a few shows, but overall I didn't actually do a lot of TV watching because it was like a full week that was just like sick, really sick. Like the flu hit me in February, which already knocks out quite a large chunk of the month considering it's like such a short month. But on top of that, it was also just like a very busy and hectic month for me, so I just didn't watch as much as I wanted to, and I definitely didn't prioritize any shows that I wanted to this month, which is really weird. But I am still quite excited to talk about the shows that I did watch, my currently watching, and then the 2 movies that I watched this month, which isn't a lot, but here we go. And technically one isn't even a movie, but timestamps to the different categories are in the description, so you can click around if you want to. And let's just get into the shows that I watched. Starting off with Mismatched season 1, which was a rewatch. I gave 3 stars to the season. Basically, Mismatched is a Indian show, I believe, but it's based on the When Diplomat We She book by Sanjay Menon, which was really popular on BookTube like a few years ago. Like not a few years ago, like quite some time ago now. And I really loved, and I also really loved like the other books in that series and some of the other books Sanjay Menon wrote. So when this show originally came out, I watched this first season and I loved it. But ever since then, I've never heard anything about the show ever again. And then yeah, at the start of the month, I was just scrolling through Netflix to kind of like try to find something to watch, and this popped up and I had like 3 seasons. I was like, dude, when did that happen? So I started season 1 from the beginning again because it's been a while. Didn't have that much of a memory of it, and yeah, I still really like that first season. I feel like it's nothing like the book, so if you like the book, don't go into this expecting the same thing because it's extremely different. But I like it. I think it has a fun cast of characters. The growth of different characters is interesting. There's a lot of like drama honestly in here. They're just like really fun, really addicting. It isn't anything like that I truly love. I feel like some things are a bit underdeveloped within the season, but overall I had a really fun time rewatching this. And then of course I also watched Mismatched season 2, which I give 4 stars to. I enjoyed this much more than season 1. I feel like it just kind of got its shit together a bit more. It also expanded all like as of side characters more, and honestly I ended up by the end of the season liking some characters that I hated in season 1, so it did a good job doing that. I also really, again, this is again a very drama filled season, and it's so good and it's so addicting and I love it. The next we have The Good Madam season 12, which I have 2 stars to. The Good Madam is back on TV, baby! The reruns are back on. I had to put a pause on this one for a little bit because they stopped like with the reruns. They continued, thank God. And the annoying thing is they only had 1 episode of the season left, so I immediately had to check it off. And I don't know, this just wasn't my favorite season because I don't really like the cast of like students this season. I don't think the chemistry was there really well, and the matchup of things, I don't know, I wasn't invested in it as much. And overall, like especially now I can say this because most of the season it has been a bit since I watched it, nothing about it stands out to me, so therefore it's a 2 star. Of course I still like enjoy the show at its core, but it just, I don't know, wasn't my total favorite. Then I also watched Mismatched season 3. This one I give 2 stars to. The last season, at least from what we've got this far, I don't know if there's more coming, is very different from the first 2 seasons, like vibe wise, and I don't like it. I generally don't think it's an improvement. I just don't think it was as compelling or the drama filled as addicting as I wanted it to. I think the drama between Dimple and Rishi just now at this point is just extremely repetitive, and it just like, dude, you're not made for each other, it's fine. And yeah, also just feel like when it comes to like the expensive cast, it's gotten weaker again, and I don't know, it wasn't my favorite. If they get a 4th season, I will watch it, but they don't need it. And then I also watched The Sex Lives of College Girls season 3. I give 3 stars to this, which generally pains me because I love season 1 and 2 so much. So I was so excited for season 3. I kind of waited to watch it so I could binge it all in one day because that's just a sublime experience, and I did that. And I do think that the latter half of the season is stronger than the first half. Of course, we have Renee Rapp leaving the show, and I felt like that was felt in this season, where they just kind of are figuring out the dynamic between these characters again, and like towards the end they kind of like latch on to it a little bit, and I liked it more towards the end. So I'm very excited for a 4th season if they get in one, but I had trouble connecting to the new characters, and then the overall just like dynamic between the characters just felt a bit off throughout most of the season, because you know that it's just something they have to find their footing in again. So yeah, I let it a 3-star. Was still an enjoyable time, but I'm just, you could feel the struggle in this one a little bit. Then I randomly watched Apple Cider Vinegar, which is a limited series. I give 3 stars to this. I can't explain to you why I watch this. I generally can't. Besides the fact that I had seen like a few things on the show on my TikTok feed and I was sick, and I just randomly clicked on it and I watched it, and it's not my typical thing. And you know, I have a hard time reviewing this because I feel like there were moments in the show that I was really enjoying it and I liked what it was trying to do, and other times it lost me, and I don't know, I feel like at times just it felt a bit disjumbled, and the different kind of timelines it was switching between was very unclear at times. Then I finally watched Daredevil season 1. Give it 3 stars though, which is gonna be blasphemy, I know. But the thing is, I originally wanted to get to like the entire kind of like Netflix Marvel universe before Daredevil Born Again would come out. That didn't happen, clearly. Honestly, at this point, it's a race against the end of that show. I don't think that's gonna happen either. But I did watch the first season of Daredevil, and I do have to say that this season grew on me. I feel like the first half of the season, I had a hard time being really invested in it and interested in it. I don't know, just something about it was not clicking with me. And at a certain point, I realized I got very invested in these characters, and then like the show became more enjoyable for me to watch. I still think the plot isn't my favorite. I don't know, I feel like it meanders a bit. It's a bit boring. I know that's blasphemy again. And then lastly for February, I managed to squeeze this in on the last day of the month, and that's Winning Point season 1, which I give 4 stars to. This is a new sitcom on Netflix, and it's great. It's such a fun time. And my only issue with it is that it's only like 10 episodes, I believe, and it's to its detriment. I feel like we should stop with the 10 episode seasons for sitcoms. It doesn't work. It's not enough time. And that definitely is my issue with the show. So many things, like a lot of the conflicts within the show just feel like they completely come out of nowhere, because they do. Because there is no time to like properly like set these things up, because there just isn't enough episode time, which is a shame. And then also there's just like some like interpersonal relationships that also feel underdeveloped because of that, and that's just kind of my main gripe with it. But overall, it's very bingeable, very watchable. It is funny, it's a fun time, and I am very excited for a potential second season because I had a blast. And yeah, that's everything I watched. So let's get into the currently watcher, which is a pretty long list. So let's get into that. Starting off with Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 1. This did wrap up in February. I was good about watching it every week until I got sick, and then I just got behind. So I still have some episodes left, but I'm having a good time with the show. The next we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 3. I'm having a rough time with this. I've got to tell you. There's one storyline in particular this season that I really can't deal with, but I'm gonna focus on getting through the season so I can get into more of it. Then I also started another K-drama, which is Shooting Stars season 1. Basically, I wanted something lighthearted to watch, and I read the synopsis of this and it sounded really fun, and it has been. It's not the best thing ever, but it is so fun. Then we of course have Jessica Jones season 1, because you know I'm going in order. So I finished Daredevil season 1, I now have to go to Jessica Jones. So I'm loving this. I really am. Like, this is so much better than Daredevil in my opinion. At least like the first season. So good. And then we have The Commandant season 13. Again, reruns are back on. There's 1 episode a week, so this gonna go a little bit slower. But I'm having a good time. I actually liking the season more, which is strange, because when it comes to like the students, the cast only 1 character was switched out, but I feel like it puts the balance back in order, and I'm having a better time with this one. Then we have Fam season 1, which it seems like such a random inclusion, I know, but this is TikTok's fault, because I have been getting served clips from the show like constantly, and I was just like, okay fine, I'll watch it, and I am watching it, and like it's not good, but it's great. Like, it's not a good show, but I'm having so much fun with it. Then we have FC Computer season 4, which is a rewatch. Again, this is getting rerun on TV, 1 episode every week, slowly making my way through it. And then when it comes to the 2 episodes that I'm technically, like the 2 shows I'm technically up to date on, one is like with a little caveat, but one is for real, that's Milo season 2. We're still going. I don't know what we're doing, but we're still going. I genuinely don't know when season 3 is gonna start. I have no clue. But we're here. I'm still having a good time with it, so I don't care. And then technically, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place finally is available in my country. But we're getting 1 episode a week, and we're very behind on the American schedule. So technically for you, I'm not up to date if you're from America. But for me, I am up to date. I can literally watch no more episodes of Wizards Beyond the Waverly Place, and I am enjoying it so much. That is everything I'm currently watching, so let's go to the movies, which this will be short because I only watched 2, and like I said before, 1 technically isn't a movie because it's a comedy show. It's Gabriel Iglesias' Legend of Fluffy, which came in 2025, and I thought this was mid. I didn't think this was bad, but I thought it was like extremely mid, which was kind of a disappointment. And then I also watched a movie. I watched America's Sweethearts, which came in 2001, and I had never heard of this before. I wish that's the thing, because this was awful. Like, this was so bad and so misogynistic in the end. Like, it's just painful. And like, this man is actually a psychopath. You know what? I don't like throwing that term around willy-nilly, but like, he is a psychopath. I don't care. Yet I'm supposed to root for him. Nah. And yeah. That's everything I have for you today. Let me know in the comments what you thought of any of these shows or movies that I talked about today, as well as like your favorite things that you watched in February. I already have 3 finished seasons for March, and all 3 of those were in the currently watching section, so I had to hold myself back with my thoughts. But March is gonna be a good one. I have a feeling because I'm into it. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you around then, and maybe even before then. There's always fun stuff going on around here, and yeah, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, so I'll see you next time.
Here I am again, the same old situation. Why does the God thing have to be so complicated? Should've played it cool instead of